So the second portion of that question is what is and how do you know you're becoming the surety of something as it relates to the United States, and how do you know you're not putting yourself in harm's way any longer in doing that? And the simple answer is you got to make a public declaration of a separation and a different jurisdiction. And that's how it starts with the Department of State with our passport process to become a state of the Union citizen, which is what everybody is grounded with here on this land. But to be specific, after you're going through these processes, um, how do you know that you're the agent for versus beneficiary for, or the surety for any particular adhesion trust? Now I want to address the what an adhesion trust is. It's a contract with very uh small type, generally to the favor of the grantor. The grantor wrote the contract, meaning the branch, DMV, SSA, voters, they write a contract. On the back of the contract and front, you're going to have terms and conditions, and always the state is the beneficiary of the contract, and you're coming in directly onto a contract and just signing your life away as trustee slash surety, because it's a trust indenture when you're self-executing an agreement with Social Security Administration. They made the offer through a contract, a grant, or a trust, and you've accepted it and accepted the terms that are written on the back. They never countersign a Social Security Administrative agreement. They never sign a DMV agreement. They never sign a voters agreement. So by your own admission accord, it's not an agreement. You're saying, I'm willing to be the surety for the beneficial interest of having a DMV license in my wallet. I'm willing to be the surety, those conditions that are on the back, and the guarantor, because I want the benefits of having a Social Security number attached to my all caps name. Now, with that being said, you got to make the statement to come out. You got to start operating everything like you are out. And that's what we teach through the Living in the Private program, is understanding how did people become the collateral for a defunct United States corporation. And if you don't think it's getting bad right now, I'm telling you, the first bank just went down. There's 500 Israeli startup banks tied to SB or SVB, the Silicon Valley Bank. There is a ton of startup capital banks that the Fed says that they're going to make sure everybody gets 100% of all their funds, supposedly. It's all dark. It really is. There's battles that are happening that you don't know in the background. There's people that are working on the side of good, that are going after these banks, these banks that are helping Facebook, and these major companies that are controlling the oligarchy. They're controlling the world, and these companies have a lot of money with these banks. And so there's light hats, dark hats, white hats, they call them, that are operating in on both ends. And so without going into all the details of what's happening, you don't want to be the surety for anything like a defunct corporation by the name of the United States. You want to come out and be the beneficial interest, if anything, for that registered organization, for that birth certificate, because that's what they use to hold you, or as collateral agent for the certificate, the note that they've been monetizing and then trading on Wall Street, which is your birth certificate. And you can go to the GMEI utility. It's the DTCC, basically registration point. Anybody can do it, and they can type in their social security, and they'll see how many companies are investing in their registered organization. And those companies are guaranteed 2-to-1, 3-to-1 on their bonds. And that's how they raise money on you. Now, because of that, you're operating as the surety and the collateral for that. The bondholders to this defunct corporation who can't pay its bills right now, known as the United States Corporation, are coming after you. This is why the living in the private program is critical. It's an easy way out.